What does it mean to honor the indigenous knowledge of the women who came before us in a world that often views African labor only through the lens of global consumption? Welcome. This is Andréas with Deolinda, founder and CEO of The Harvest Africa. And in this series, we are exploring Kenya's vibrant and creative landscape from the perspective of leaders and activists working within communities to really tackle the textile industry. Rooted in the memories of a grandmother Ngethe, weaving sisal while telling traditional folk tales, Wavinya has transformed into a sophisticated brand that successfully showcased at the Nairobi Design Week. Her work challenges the imperialist face of sustainable fashion by reclaiming indigenous knowledge and building a system where African labor is valued on its own terms, rather than just for European or American consumption. In this interview, we will dive into how the Wavinya Weaving Lab is navigating the vibrant artisan economy of Kenya, the role of digital tools in reshaping distribution, and the political significance of Mintumba or second-hand markets. We are here to unpack how Wavinya is weaving a future that bridges the gap between traditional identity and the modern global marketplace, ensuring that women's economic independence remains at the center of the story, and what it truly means to build a sustainable fashion model that honors the fellow African over the bourgeois market forces of the global north. I cannot stress enough the importance of engaging and participating in these conversations, because in order to empower our continent, we need to hold each other in arm to support, to lead and uplift, so that Africa's economy can become vibrant and stronger than how it's perpetuated in the global north. So without further ado, let's dive into the conversation.
The very need to control how you're seen. You want to be seen, but you also want to control how you're seen. Yeah. So that's why you will feel a certain judgment when people comment to your status, because you want to be seen, yes. Mm-hmm. You want to go viral, but you also want to go viral on your own terms.
Yes.
The desire to be seen and the unending need to control how you're seen.
That is a powerful statement. And I think it really aligns with, in preparation for the conversation, it aligns with the article that you wrote, My Dress, My Choice as a Statement of the Class Struggle. And that is in itself a summary of what you've just said, right? Because it's about identity, it's about taking back ownership. And just in relation to that, so a lot of the questions that are set up are in relation to the article, to your journey, to just who Wavinya is, right? And so in the article you mentioned, I'm also Kenyan. So you say, Ni niwele yangu.
Ninywele yangu.
Ninywele yangu. And you say that you've said this more times than you've said your name, which means the one with power, which is a beautiful name. So what does it feel like for you to have your body become a political background? And how has that shaped your philosophy as a designer, as an artist?
For this route, but generally as a woman, and as a Black woman, and as an African Black woman, you will be politicized a lot. We are politicized a lot. For me, hair is what stood out, because I got my hair locked out of a hairstyle, but then again it was becoming very noticeable. I met a friend of mine, and this is actually how I joined the revolutionary space. I met a friend of mine who were like, your locks, you should be a revolutionary. And then they introduced me to some people, and at that point I started learning about, he mentioned our lady called Africana, and I read about her and all the amazing work she did. And at some point, that's when I realized, wow, as an African, you cannot just be a woman. As a woman, you cannot just be a woman. There are all these factors that will define you as a person. Your body will be politicized. You will become a machine for science research. You will be idolized in a certain way. And it's a conversation. There's a conversation we're having with a friend of mine on around sexual liberation for women, especially Black women. You see, like most of the time when we want to talk about freedom and liberation, we want to talk about being able to express yourself. And in capitalism, most of the time, the conversation will always end up being how are women making healthy sexual choices or all of these choices. And it doesn't make sense to me. Like, are we narrowing down a woman's liberation and freedom to how we can portray her? Because the society will define you by so many terms. You will be politicized by the way you speak, by the choices you have with your hair, with your clothes, because the article I wrote when I was transitioning from Nairobi to a town where it's modest, but you cannot dress modest. In Nairobi, it allows for you to dress super heavy.
Yeah.
But the town I moved to, they are modest, but you cannot wear certain clothes because it's super hot. So in my mind, I'm thinking, how do I survive in this environment? And it's just, in that moment, I had so many thoughts of, how do I define myself as a woman by stepping out of the matrix that has been defined for me as a person? And that has shaped so much of how I end up working, even with the ladies I work with in the communities, in our artisans. I have conversations with them every day as women and as people who raised me. And I see that definition of them being, oh, but the chief said, or the pastor said. It's never a definition of me. It's whoever someone else outside of me said. Yeah. And I'm just like, why do we need to define someone by our matrix and not theirs? So yeah, I don't know if that answers your question.
No, you have. And I think the second part of that question was, how has that shaped your philosophy as an artist? Or as a designer? Yes.
Yes, I am excited to create pieces that stem out of an appreciation for myself, and an appreciation for my ancestors, and appreciation for where I came from, more than an appreciation for the mainstream matrix. I absolutely love my grandmother and my grandmothers, and for me, I grew up in the village. And when you grow up in the village, it literally does take a village. And the women I work with, the way they operate is, oh, this is what's available and this is what's working, so let's do that. And it took a lot for me to slow down from, oh, this is what the market needs, or this is what the pitch tech needs, okay, this is what we have and this is where we are growing from this point. So I don't know if that answers it. It's more of you slowing down to a level where you appreciate the harmony more than you rushing to the system and to you rushing to what's already set out there. Yeah.
When was the Wavinya Weaving Lab founded?
As Wavinya Weaving Lab 2024. But before 2024, there was so many series of no, it fails. It doesn't work. It does not work. It was me. I think I quit in 2023. I started 2022 in October. I resold a lot of baskets, and it did not make sense to me. So in 2023, I got a job. And I'm really grateful I got this particular job because it was an internship at Mother Social Justice Center. I don't know if you know them. And at that time, it just put me in a space where now I was politically conscious, and I was now also economically conscious because they are a justice center. It means they get to deal with these things one-on-one. And one of the things they also had me do is serious political education. And I thought I would go there and start learning about how governments work and all of that. But essentially, I ended up learning about how money actually works. And it made me so mad that I was like, why did I quit on Vinya? This is exactly why I need to do it. And that's now when we did our first training in 2024 March. And now we became Wavinya Weaving Lab, and we started doing from there. We started creating from there. We registered as a sole proprietor, even though the goal is to now be able to do a limited company by guarantee, which is a non-profit in Kenya. So hopefully we'll be able to register this year officially.
As Africans, the work that we create, right? And because you already touched on the fact that you work within community, you work with women, and then comes the issue of value. So how do we value? How do we even categorize what value is, right? And one thing you named is the aspect of value in the article, and when it's sort of legitimized against the global north markets. So within that tension, how are you selling to that system of sort of legitimizing according to the gaze of the West, or are you trying to dismantle it from the inside?
When I was ideating the organization, I used to have this mentor lady, and she was incredible. She was, at that time, she was working for UN Habitat, but she's from Lebanon. And she was so beautiful in the way she guided how I'm thinking, how I'm becoming, because I think I was just fresh out of school, and I want to work, I want to make money. Yes. And she's guiding me through writing proposals, writing CVs, all of that. And then I had an idea. It's been so hard for me to get a job. Why not start an organization? And I went to her and I pitched everything. Oh, I'm from this community, and every time I meet them, they tell me they need this and this and this. And I told her, I want an organization where kids have access to school. We can provide water for the community. We can have them eating every day,
Yeah.
And she was like, oh.
Activist, philanthropist.
Yes, exactly. You want to play God in that community. And so every day today, I'm usually thinking, am I appropriating my work? Am I appropriating my culture? Am I appropriating my inheritance? Because literally my grandparents didn't give me much literal wealth. It was that skill, it was that love that was passed down to me. That's what I have from them. Am I exactly appropriating this every time I make a basket and I sell to an American, or I sell based on the European markets? Am I really stepping on the margins of actually selling out? And it's a question I never know if I have answered, or if I am just asking myself questions and playing in the system. But one of the things that has allowed me to slow down is to work with organizations and communities that are working with women, and specifically grassroots women, and specifically mostly leftist communities. One of the organizations we got to work with was IWA, International Women's Alliance. They are based in Seattle, and they work with rural women across the globe, and not just rural women, marginalized communities of women. And it was so beautiful to interact with women from across the globe who are excited not just about the craft, but also how do we make better the situation for women globally. Because I had an opportunity to do a dive-in on the informal workers. I don't know if you read that article also.
Not yet, I'm going to touch on it.
It was that realization that so rural and marginalized communities, women, our struggles are just so similar. And me saying that I want to step into the market globally, it's very scary compared to me saying, oh wow, I want to see how our issues are interconnected as humans and how we can work them out together as a people. Because at the end of the day, what weavers in Nepal are going through, even though not contextually the same way, are also issues that weavers in Kitui, where I came from, are going through. We just have to find ways of working together, even though we are across the globe. And the other thing that I do, and I don't know if this works, is trying to avoid being a middleman. If you, Andréas, want a basket, you will work with the artisans. My work will be translating the language literally, not even the design, it's translating the language. You get the basket from the artisans, they get it done, they get it to you. But that does not allow us to mass produce, which is why which is also one thing we don't do. We don't produce baskets where you can walk into a store and buy a lot of them. We also don't mass produce other products because we don't just weave baskets. We have tried to get innovative with the skill and create pieces out of baskets. Remember, this is a craft that was born out of necessity. It was born out of, we need this, let's make it. The household needs it, let's make it. So even for the products that we are not accustomed to, we don't mass produce. It's more of, what's needed right now and what's going to be environmentally safe, what's going to be able to take care of the community right now. So these are some of the ways I do. And I also have this lady friend that uses technology. It works really well. Even though it's a system I haven't tried, for her, she has an app. You can download the app as a user, and then the artisans have an app, and you just order the baskets directly from them. So it's a system that works.
Yeah, that's a good system. You've basically broken the technology with the grassroots work. And I think maybe have you thought about working together on that to find ways where you can filter through your productions and making it visible on the platform while still keeping the artisans' work niche and not mass produced, and keep the authenticity and the identity behind it? Is that something you're working through?
Yes, we had a conversation about it because for her, initially the app was structured for just her organization. And I thought, would you like to open this to other organizations like mine? I have no intention of creating an app, but I have every intention of not being a middleman in this work. Because at the end of the day, you want to be able to communicate with the creator. I create, but I cannot create a lot of pieces for you. What I can create for you is a systems weave that I am able to do for you. But the artisan weaves the basket, weaves the crafts that you need. So I am still in conversation with her. Let's see how it goes.
Oh, I love that. And you mentioned... Sorry, please continue.
Yeah, but it's really beautiful how it works, because you can also now get the customized pieces. Like for us, we customize pieces, yes. And not just like bags and baskets. We like last year, we customized for an organization, a company that does gin from sisal, and their story is all sisal, and they needed like very specific bespoke packaging, and we were able to create that for them. But you see, it was a lot of back and forth between me, them, and the artisans like this. And ideally, I would want for them to just give the drawings and the measurements in an app, and then the artisans consume that, and then we pay the artisans, and I go do systems with instead of go talk crafts, if that makes sense. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, it does, but also my question to you then is, if you then remove yourself as the middleman, because this is a platform that you've created, where does that leave you?
That's a question I don't have an answer to right now. Still thinking about it, because at the end of the day, as a middleman person, I need to, because having access to global markets also means having access to so many other expenses. That means when I am charging you 4,000 for a basket I bought for 200, not all of the 3,800 is going back to me. Actually, not even close to half of it. Most of it is going to taxes, it's going to logistics, it's going to this and this person. So the idea is for me to remove the logistics between artisans to me and then me to you as a consumer. So how do I reduce that chain? How do I reduce those expenses? And not in a way that I want to cut your costs, but in a way that I want more to go to the artisans, if that makes sense.
No, that makes sense. And you mentioned something about systems weaving. Is that something that the Wavinya Weaving Lab employs? What exactly is systems weaving?
Ooh, this is a really exciting one for me. Systems weaving is from systems thinking. I do something called systems thinking, and systems thinking is literally breaking things down in specific components, and then breaking down those components and watching how they interact and the interconnectedness that come out of that. For example, if I were to break you down as Andréas, you as a system, as a human, you are a system. So you have your soul, your psychological, and your emotional, and then among others. And then in your physical body, you have your breathing system, you have your skeleton. Is it called skeleton?
Yes.
You have that
skeleton.
You have the blood system, and then you have you have all these systems within you, and even within those systems, which is your breathing system, you have the lungs and the bronchi. You are broken down. You can literally break down everything into specific fundamentals. But there's a quote in systems thinking that is often said, the ability to break down things into fundamental principles does not mean starting from those principles and building afresh. Because at the end of the day, if, for example, you are feeling unable to breathe because you place something heavy on your chest, it will not be, you will not immediately start treating the breathing. You will have to remove what's on your chest. So we can start from your inability to breathe. We have to begin from why are things making you not able to breathe. You see, the pressure on your chest is pressing on your lungs, which is pressing your bronchi. I am not a doctor. I just remember things from biology.
I know. We're on the same page, don't worry.
Oh, good. It's the ability to see things in that fine details, all the way to like being able to see, oh, okay, so Andréas smiles when this is said for this and this reason. So systems weaving comes in there. We're not exactly starting from those fundamentals that we understand. We are starting from understanding why are the components or the factors in this system interacting the way they do, and what comes out of that when systems interact. For example, artisans used to weave a lot when I was born, and there was a big market of international markets coming into our village. It was a lot of them. I think I saw so many white people as a child, and I do right now as an adult. They were coming to the village to buy baskets. They were coming in the village to do NGO work. It's a whole other story we can get into. But right now they don't weave as much because sisal is not being produced as much. The climate has changed. The water factors that were there, they're not there anymore. The market has also changed a lot. It's influenced by technology and innovation. So how are these factors in this system of the artisan economy interacting enough for the artisans to be able to pay how much they are paid today? What are the factors that are leading for the policies that are in place to take care of artisans and handmade work to be there? You see, what are the protection measures? What is missing? What's available? So systems weaving is basically understanding what's working within the system and what's failing, and how can we make it better, not just for the artisans, but also for the consumer. At the end of the day, you as Andréas, if you're buying a bag from us, I think I would love it if you understood not just the mechanics of how the bag was made, but the factors that enabled you to be able to have that bag. Is it the soil, the red soil in Machakos that allowed sisal to thrive there? Is it the fact that it's super, super hot enough for baobab trees to grow there and for you to get your fiber? Or is it even the fact that it didn't rain? Because when fiber is rained, it's biodegradable, it rots. So you are enough that
the environment is safe.
Yeah, exactly. It's the ability to look at those things and how they interact, and now being able to see what we call leverage points. In systems thinking, there are those points where this is where you can intervene. I don't know if you watch time travel films. We have those moments. Sorry.
Yes, time travel films. Yes, I do. The one where there's a machine and then you go inside and then you're in a
you see, there's that point. Usually they say you cannot change factors at this point. It's called I don't know, a static point. There's a name.
Yes.
Like it's very you cannot change things from this moment. If you change, a lot will be messed up. But then again, in systems thinking, it's not like a very static moment. It's a moment where you see if I impact from Andréas an inability to breathe with something on their chest. If I start by removing what's on their chest, that will work. That will enable me to release the pressure from her chest. That will enable her lungs to be able to take in more oxygen. That will enable her to be able to breathe. So systems weaving allows you to see those leverage points, not just the interactions within that system. If that answers your question.
No, it does. Thank you. And what you've done, you've connected the science, right? You've connected the traditional, and now you're in a very contemporary modern world trying to bring them all together in such a beautiful way, and it's really powerful. And I think it really speaks back to, yes, you want to say something?
No, go ahead. Thank you.
And I think it speaks back to sort of the ability to connect our indigenous sort of grassroots knowledge that has been just a part of our makeup, right? Because we are creatives, we are very much involved in the stories that connect us, right? And to now connect into this technologically driven world where innovation is big, it takes sort of like a knowing of a history, right? And in your article, you mentioned that your career in fashion was sparked by your grandmother, Ngete. Ngete, thank you. And I think that storytelling, like just you mentioning that, sort of centers you, right? And as Africans, we are moved in the world where the city. I mean, we are creatives naturally, right? So we know ourselves, we are storytellers, but we now live in a world where now the city occupies our reality. So with having to now adapt from the traditional knowledge to the contemporary knowledge, what stories has connected your brand, Wavinya Weaving Lab, to the woman that with the woman that you work with? What stories that carries them has connected these two worlds for you?
Wow, thank you. Last year we did Nairobi Design Week. We're also doing it this year. And last year was like a really pivotal one. It was the first time we are putting out there like, this is us, we are Wavinya Weaving Lab, this is what we do, but come and work with us. And we were doing systems weaving of the artisan economy. So in systems weaving, you have to break it down into 5 parts. And for us, we were breaking the artisan economy into 5 parts. We had women as our knowledge holders. We had the artisan economy itself. And women as our knowledge holders, we were asking, who passed knowledge to you? Who shaped who you are? Why are you the way you are? And it's not from that point of, oh, we're being judgment. We just, why? Have you, because systems weaving allows you to not just look at other things. It starts from you. It has to start from how you resonate with things. Because at the end of the day, we react to what's available based on our biases. So we were asking women as our knowledge holders. We had the artisan economy, we had disruptions, we had the future, and we had there was a 5th one, I'm forgetting, sorry. And on women as our knowledge holders, it just reminded me so much of my relationship with my nephew. He's now like 3 years and he's starting to notice everyone. He's like starting to identify, oh, this is my mom, this is my dad, this is my grandfather. But he addresses them based on how their mom calls every person, not based on how we want to be called. He will call me Wavinya because the mom calls me Wavinya. He will call my mom because that's what the mom calls him. And it just made me realize much of who we are is shaped by our moms, our grandmothers, and we honor that differently. And for me, it just and now, which brings me to this year's 2026 Nairobi Design, where we are doing an exhibit, and our tagline this year is Itili Yemusi Iya Chaova, a thread that's at home will never lack something to hold together. Because for me, my grandmother taught me, and not just me, most of us who grew up around this skill and in the village, they learned that skill from their grandmothers. They learned from observing. And it just got me thinking with everything today. I never do things out of needing to do them. I do them because it's a thread that needs to be held together. I need to know this is the last and the best chance I have. I will have a conversation with Andréas and give it my best because it's the last thread and I want to make the best out of it. And it's sort of what shapes how we move with our work, because it's a story that shapes. And my grandmother would say that quote every now and then, just aimlessly. If you are about to throw something away that you will actually actively need, she'll be like, are you sure? And it's not just throwing things away. If you go to the market and need to buy mangoes and you find that the mangoes that are there, they're not the breed that you used to, will you throw them away because you needed mangoes and these are not the mangoes you need, or you will hold on to it because and not out of that consumption mentality. It's out of let's take care and protect of what we have because it's available with us.
Yeah, I love that. No, you have answered.
you.
And I think what you mentioned also touches on the reality of the Kenyan scene right now with the Mitumba fashion, which is the second-hand market, right? And I'm really curious how you fit just the reality of that into your sense of activism and into your sense of business. Because you mentioned previously in your article, I don't know if it's the same reality now, that you would thrift some clothes, right? And somehow it is a form of resistance to colonial legacies. So with that flooding the market and everything that's happening, where does Vinya sit in that tension? And what do you generally think about when you think about the Mitumba and just the handicraft economy and how that functions and how you sort of are navigating that?
Well, at the moment, I am completely against Mitumba, second-hand clothes. But this came out of the reality I witnessed when I went to the dumping sites. Because I previously only interacted with Mitumba by going to the markets. There is Gikomba market where you will find anything. I mean, anything you want to thrift. It's there, really beautiful and really affordable. Even the clothes I'm wearing today, they are thrifted. And they were very, very cheap. And it's clothes from H&M, Zara, and you'll find them.
The big brands,
yeah, exactly. You will also find them in the dumping sites.
Yeah.
And it's a home for a lot of people. The dumping sites are unfortunately located in the middle of residential areas, and there are communities and there are kids there, and there are rivers there. And it just got me thinking, it's a whole system that allows a mass production of a lot of things that we use only once, only for them to be dumped somewhere else, only for the and byproducts of that product be responsible of someone else. It's like me making a ton of baskets, a lot of them, and not even with the biodegradable materials, but with plastic and yarn. And I'm leaving it to Andréas. When you're done with the basket, figure out where you want that to go. It's very unfair.
Yeah.
It's very, but capitalism is not fair. Capitalism thrives on how much you're able to produce and how much you're able to sell. It's literally called a free market.
Yeah.
And it doesn't make sense to me because me, as someone that was taught to slow produce, slow consume, I get to that market and I'm confused because I'm used to waiting for seasons to be able to produce. I'm used to waiting for certain times and certain communities for me to be able to consume certain things. Even the way you eat, it's not like today you're eating maize completely all the time. You will have to switch to seasons where there are more mangoes, seasons where there are more avocados. But capitalism doesn't know. Capitalism knows how to freeze mangoes and eat mangoes when you should be eating avocados. And it's the same thing with fast clothes and all these fast goods. And sustainability becomes a command of take care of the mistakes we made. We can reproduce and we can pollute as much as you want, because we will take the responsibility of that on our behalf.
So we're on the subject of Mitumba markets, right?
Yeah.
And where sustainable comes in. I found this quote interesting because you mentioned that sustainable fashion is yet another face of colonialism. So that's a very provocative and important claim, I think. So can you walk us through what you mean by that? Who benefits from sustainable fashion label, and what would genuine sustainability look like on African terms?
For me, sustainability has felt like more of something I am very excited about. But not because it's being told to me again and again by so many mainstream spaces and by so many climate conferences or by so many fashion climates or themes for production and all of that. But because how we grew up as Africans is very, very sustainable. You literally never had waste, and when you had waste, it was repurposed into something else. I will give an example. It was very easy for me to share my clothes to my sister. Like the dress I went to kindergarten with is the same one that my sister went to. It's the same one that my younger sister went to. Not because we did not have money to remake them, but because it's available. Why do we need to buy another? And it's also reflected in our ways of consumption. It was easy for us to, if I buy a tin of oil, I can repurpose that tin to be my lunchbox for school. I don't know, in a certain metrics, that would be termed as poverty. But for us, that was just a way of not using so much that you don't necessarily need. You don't acquire so much just to have things, you know. And it's reflected in today's space where we are told to use clean energy when mining and the use of clean energy depends on the lives of so many Congolese people. It's very unfair to the women and girls in that environment. It's also given in the way that we are told to produce clothes that are, you know, sustainable. And sustainable is not even defined by our metrics. For us, sustainable is being able to use that thing until you cannot use it anymore. And when you are done using it, it respects the environment. But now, sustainable is how fast can it be made and how fast can it be out of the environment. But realistically, that's not possible. It's now sustainable is reusing that plastic. It's not something that actually respects the environment. It's more of let's fix some holes where it happened. It's like
you're just flagging basically.
Yes. I want to give an example of a friend of mine that we were talking about the carbon markets, and I don't understand how the carbon markets work, but I do know that he mentioned that a company, say for example like Netflix, will have a matrix for how much carbon their processes generate, and then they will find some land in Africa, mostly it's always Africa, and they will buy that piece of land and plant trees, and then now their carbon is offset, like the carbon they are producing is now. But if you look at the system, that how that whole thing works is now we're going to see a lot of land grabbing, so plants can be planted for some companies to keep polluting the environment. And even then, one of the painful things that was expressed, my friend runs a company they call 1 million trees, and their goal is to plant trees. So he was approached by some of these big conglomerates, and he says the biggest issue is not that they are planting trees. That's really beautiful and important for us, but what trees are we planting? With whose intention are we planting trees? You find so many communities have been driven out of their space just to plant trees for some companies to keep polluting. You see, that makes no sense. That is not sustainability. That is not fair to humanity in any way. For me, I believe sustainability is a process that will honor humanity, will honor and the environment, and it will honor the future generations. Because at the end of the day, we're only here temporarily, but we want to make sure that our kids will have a home where they can breathe safe air, where they can communicate how they are feeling, where they can wear their traditions and their grandmother's knowledge in a very honorable way. But we cannot do that if we are honoring the sustainable metrics that are informed by by capitalism, actually, literally. Sustainability as we know it is informed by sustainability, because something that you can reuse or repurpose or recycle. But does that necessitates the need to produce again and again, because you need to be able to reuse and to recycle. I don't know if that answers the question, but that's really my painful point of it. You find that it's informed by capital, financial capital, more than it is informed by social or environmental capital.
Yes, because it's basically justifying the bad that you're doing by saying, "Oh, but we've done this good."
Sorry, and actually, that now that also bring another point. In the financial capital sector, sustainability has been reduced to a user like me, when in reality, the amount of me as a user, even if I recycle, say, a can of Coca-Cola, it will not be enough, considering they're still producing more. And then I'll even consider other sectors like war and agriculture. There is so much more pollution from that sector that for me to be able to get leather, so many cows have to be grown, and so many cows produce so much methane, it produces even more. So even for me as a person, it's a question of how do I even narrow down sustainability to a point that it actually makes sense? Do I use leather that's, say if we ate goat at home, we had that leather come out of it, do I use that? Or do I buy leather that's important and made from cows that perpetuated the pollution? In essence, it's so many.
There's so many variables, yes, and it's really it's a whole system. I think
it's a really complex system.
It's a really complex system. And speaking of systems, you mentioned something about, because I remember I had this question. You mentioned something about system weaving, right?
Yes.
Which is part of the work that you're doing. So please unpack what that system weaving is.
Ooh. This is why you get me yapping all again.
Yeah, I love it.
So I did systems thinking as a way of learning, and systems thinking is essentially in the literal manner of speaking is dissecting things or systems from their complexity and looking at the complex components within that system and how they interact and what comes out of those interactions, aka what we call interconnections. So in systems weaving, it's looking at the components themselves. Like for example, if I were to weave you, Andréas, from your biological point of view, I am looking at this beautiful, gorgeous Black woman. But if I am to weave you, you have your biological, your psychological, your emotional part of you. And within biological, you have your blood system, you have your bone system, you have your breathing system, you have all these systems. And then within those systems, you have, you go all the way.
Yes.
If it's breathing, you have the lungs.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So it's looking at things all the way from to their specific what's the word?
Components, I'm sorry.
Not exactly components. There is a quote that quote said a lot in systems thinking: the ability to break down things to their very fundamentals. It does not necessitate the ability to be able to start from those fundamentals and create something new. So systems thinking allows you to be able to see all the tiny details within a system. If you break it down very well, it's like a tree. You break it down all the way, you can see it. Even systems map look like that. But now systems weaving allows you to see how is it that your nervous system is failing and your legs end up failing. So how does that interrelation weave? How is that weave together? How is it that your nose is like that because your eyes hurt? So how do they connect? So systems weaving for us is basically understanding how do artisans end up where they are together today. How do artisans achieve the levels of compensation they do today? How do artisans end up in the levels of production that they're in today? Is it based on the fact that a few years ago, sisal used to be very, very available, or reed used to be very, very available, but due to climate change, the interactions between the climate and the soil and the production of those factors has created a new dynamic where now artisans have to adapt in a new market as much as they're adapting in the availability of the materials. So that's what systems weaving looks like. I don't know if it explained to you or it just confused you.
No, it did. It did. I love how you broke it down. I'm a visual learner, so when you explain, I love how you explain because I see the map and it's perfect.
Yes. So that's what we do actually. We want you to see the system within the artisan economy for you to understand that the importance of consuming artisan or handmade products. But we also want the artisans to understand, yes, your production, or you started this journey because you're looking forward to being able to sustain yourself financially or to be able to fend for your kids. But I want you to realize that this is not something you just woke up and did. So many people had to learn this craft, and they had to teach you for you to end up where we are, because we teach weaving as a skill. And this is actually one of the scariest things I've ever attempted to do. I took the skill. Well, I did not literally take it.
Yes.
I had some of our traditional artists, weavers, train a community where weaving is completely not their thing. They do not have any prior knowledge to it, and they loved it. They appreciated it. And it's one of the projects I'm really looking forward to actually doing, more than actually weaving, being able to teach people systems and crafts weaving at the same time. Because there's such beauty in understanding that being able to create is not just about sitting down and saying, oh, I want to weave a bag and these are the patterns and all of that. There's so many factors that have to come together, that have to play right, that have to interact correctly for you to be able to be in a position that you're in today. So, yeah.
No, thank you for that. Because I was actually going to ask you, how are you including the young people in the communities? Are they watching the mothers and the grandmothers making this? How is the system working? Because I think that for me, it's the idea of sort of generating knowledge for future generations, right? So how are you molding it?
To be quite honest, I'm scared for it. I'm scared of it. Mostly because I haven't seen it happening, and not the way I have it in mind happening. Because traditionally, it's if you wanted to learn, and if you're is that how we would say it? Your proximity to the weavers.
Yes. Perfect.
So now, today, weavers are only in certain villages, and it's only certain communities that weave. But I'm interested in other communities learning the same skill and even commercializing on it. So in the other communities that we get to see, and this is actually why I moved to the coast. I am originally not born in the coast. I moved there because I wanted to see the excitement with young people in weaving, and surprisingly, they are the ones that reach out more when it comes to teaching the craft. I just haven't been able to get the resources to achieve it now. But I'm excited to see that the young people, and not just girls, in the pilot testing where we taught weaving, there was 2 guys, and they're very excited. So,
that's lovely.
It's not just women now, and it's not just the older women. Even the younger ones are excited to learn, and they're excited to actually perpetuate the skill. No, that's not the word. Perpetuating is on
to recreate or to take on the skill. I don't know, English is also failing me. It's not our first language.
So I'm excited to see how that turns out. Hopefully, by the end of this year, we will actually get to teach the weaving, both systems and crafts, because it's a whole system that I would love a lot of people to experience.
Yes. Because I was also going to ask you, because you're very much an educator, just from hearing you, because I love how you're taking a skill from a community that has the developed framework to a community that don't. That sense of empowerment that filters through across community is I love that idea. And I really, really do, I really do hope that you push it further and grow it more, because Wavinya Weaving Lab has a beautiful framework, which I think not only in Kenya, maybe in neighboring countries, to really grow it into a network of how we think about indigenous knowledge, indigenous craftsmanship, and build it to empower our communities and economically, right? And I wanted to ask you, the sisal, right? The material that you use is sisal.
Yes.
Right? Sisal.
Yeah.
There we go. Sisal. Thank you. Are they more prominent in the coastal region, or can they be found across different regions in Kenya?
In Kenya, it can be found across different regions. Okay. Actually, all the regions can grow sisal, even though it is predominantly an arid and semi-arid plant. It does well in the drier regions, which is actually why I moved to Kilifi.
Yeah.
There is a whole other story that we can get into. Kilifi is known for the sisal plantations, Kilifi and Taita, and it's a whole vast land planted with sisal. And when I moved there, I used to be so upset because Kilifi is known as one of the most hunger-stricken counties in Kenya.
Oh, wow.
Kenya is broken down into small governments where we call them counties, and I used to be so angry at we have so many sisal plantations, and they're, mind you, they're not owned by any black person. They are still under the colonial generations. Yeah. And I'm just so mad at the fact that we are hungry and we have all this land that's growing sisal that's not even sold locally, it's exported. But anyway, I'm now learning later on that every land grows based on the climatic conditions of that area. It's hot in Kilifi, so sisal does well there. It's hot in Taita, so sisal does well there. It's hot where I came from, Machakos and Kitui, so sisal does very well there. But sisal is grown all around the country, and not just country. In Tanzania, we have plantations. In Latin America, we also have a lot of sisal coming out of there. So it's not just local within Kenya. It's a plant that's available globally. Even in Uganda, we have a plantation, and I'm yet to see if there is sisal like that, because it's different breeds, of course.
Yes.
So I'm yet to see where else, but I was excited to see in Latin America, Brazil specifically, and Spain. Not Spain, sorry. Brazil specifically. It's also in Spain. But yeah.
I love that you do the research on it. So, because I'm asking I'm asking because I am curious for the communities that haven't developed the craft, but they have access to the material. I think that says a lot about, I don't know if we can call it sort of like a broken integration of our cultures. I don't know if it can be that. Would you say it's that? Because if there's access to the material and you have communities that have developed the skill, but others that don't, is it a lack of curiosity? Is it a lack of exposure? What do you think it is?
Like most of the crafts that we have as Africans, even today, they were born out of necessity. My ancestors weaved baskets because they needed baskets to do long distance trading. My ancestors used to move from community to the next, and so the way they were able to carry materials from their home, mostly food, because their land would produce at certain seasons a lot, and then now they need other materials from other communities. So they created baskets to be able to move with those things. And then if you visited my grandmother, she would have to give you a basket of goodies. So they were made out of that necessity.
Okay.
And in the coast, they do have the sisal, yes. They also have the baobab fiber, yes. They also have the reeds, yes. But they produce crafts, just not the ones you do. Theirs are mats because they sit outside a lot when it's hot. Theirs are hats because it's hot in the coast and they need the bio-roofing. And then they also make a lot of fish nets from that fiber. They make the ship ropes. So every community used to produce from necessity, not from this is what's available or this is what others are doing. And that's actually now a big problem I have with today's fashion and design. It's based on trends. But then it used to be based on what do we need, what do we not have, what do we need, and how can we create what we need with what we have. So I don't know if I answered the question, but that's
You have, because then one thing I'm realizing is how capitalism has sort of thwarted or shifted our need for creating from just because we can create to now creating for economic purpose, which then loses or I think we lose that sense of creativity because we're now driven by the need to survive rather than holding on to the heritage that we have continuously kept from generations past, from our ancestors to today. And now we live the reality of feeding ourselves and living. And now it's almost like if I'm going to create something, I need to make something, in terms of monetary value. And I think that's why it really is important what you're doing, where you're turning it back to say, you are creating this material, we are keeping it niche so that you can appreciate the heritage behind it. And I think we need to cultivate that even more. And
there is an article I wrote a while ago, and it was around funding. I have been plus ideating and plus actually doing this. It's been a total of since 2022. How many years is that?
22.
Close,
no?
Yeah, close to 4 years. And I've never exactly gotten any grants to do the work I do. I've never received any form of funding. It's always been, I weave a basket, I sell it, we have funds to a community workshop. The next time we need to do community workshops, you will have to buy a basket. Now, this is me talking to you. So
yes, I'm there.
So one of the things I realized is when it comes to accessing, because right now I need to do the teaching and I need to do it with like 10 women. Previously I did with 8 of them. Now I would like to do with 10 women and in a different community. That means I need finances. And one of the painful points I realized when it comes to fundraising, and also it came out when I was now fundraising for my master's, you will have to pitch, you will have to explain why your products need to be market ready, you will have to explain how it will benefit not just you, but the government and who.
Yes.
You have to explain so much.
The paperwork is a lot. Yes.
And the need to prove yourself. It's like my friend and I were making this joke. He lives in Montreal, and before he relocated, he used to live in Nakiveli, the refugee camp in Uganda. And he says, oh my God, the number of times I've had to paint that picture. Oh my God, help this poor African. Oh. And it's just coming thinking, our financial models are not ours. And we don't, oh my God, I've lost track of my thoughts. But basically, the financing, the financing systems that we operate in are not of our making. Yes. And you will operate in such thin lines. You will just never know if you're being commanded to actually create because you want to create, or to create because you need to make money, not just for you or for the artisans you work with. You're just being commanded to create to make money, never for the respect of much. The sustainability language and all these terms might come in, because I think you should read the article I came up with. There are so many terms, even empowerment, even resilience. It just becomes a command that you have to have those words in and not actually work on them.
Yeah, it's almost like the language is there, but it lacks action. It's really. I love what you're creating. It's with how much you've grown and sort of really brought the story to life and the brand to life and just the whole ecosystem that you've created. What is your 10-year vision?
10-year vision. I do not have a 10-year vision.
Or 5-year vision. Yes.
Yeah, I have the 5 years. I am really excited to see more artisans, not just of crafts, but of systems, because even though the company creates crafts and teaches people how to weave crafts and systems, the goal was to have people aware of themselves, aware of the systems around them, aware of the fact that factors that culminate into the people they are today. So I do not have the mainstream way of doing the monitoring and evaluation of that. But I do hope I have an Andréas that's very appreciative of themselves and of the crafts they do produce. And I'm very much looking forward to be able to produce pieces where they are very appreciated, not just by the global scene, but also by the people who actually make them, because they make crafts for others to consume, never for themselves. And that's the goal I have. So in the next 5 years,
Mm.
It's to be able to educate as many people as possible. Because when I went to the community and I was telling them all these stories of, I don't know, you should be able to do this, you can weave, you can do that. They were like, no, we don't care about who the president is right now. I want to know if I will eat. I want to know if my kids will stay in school. And I thought, they're only aware of their needs right now, but they need to be aware of a whole other system that allows them to be able to be compensated 200 for a basket that's globally sold 4,000.
Oh,
And
price.
yeah, exactly. I would want for you to be aware of that system enough for you tomorrow when you are advocating for the government to give you better foods. You know that it's not the responsibility of the government. It's your responsibility to get up and say, no, I cannot be paid 2,000 when I'm also still expected to pay taxes. So that was the goal for me, to be able to not just politically, but also educate people on themselves and also the factors that make them them.
I love
So
that.
I don't know how that will be evaluated, but I'm really looking forward to that. Yeah.
You're really creating a really powerful system because you're not only just teaching craftsmanship, you're also teaching ecological sort of agency, right?
Yeah.
Economic agency, ecological agency, where once even the women that you're working with, once they understand the system itself, because women are cultivators of society, right? So they curate society, they are nurturers. So by virtue of them understanding through the storytelling, can also share with their young grandkids, grandchildren, daughters, sons, because they are the vessel that through which life moves through women, right? And they are that vessel. And I think once you get them to understand it, I think we are really creating powerful communities that now are empowered holistically. And I think that takes us to the end of a wonderful conversation. And it has been so, so beautiful. So thank you so much for your time. Please share how we can follow you.
Thank you. Oh, okay. Thank you so much for the conversation today. It is always a gift to experience you. So thank you so much. You can find us on Instagram and LinkedIn at Wavinya Weaving Lab.
Oh, thank you so much. And also follow her writing. Beautiful work.
Yes. I will try to write more.
No, please do. Your mind is so expansive. Your mind is so bright, and it's just, you have so much to share and give the world. And I think through the crafts and the workshops that you're doing, I think also just having it out on paper, people to read and consume and just learn more and be educated, I think would really go a long way, especially for our young people, the communities that we love so much.